grinding every damn day, taking the hits, swallowing the doubt, pushing forward no matter what. But still, there are those who only see the flaw, only see the cracks. They label you, whisper in corners, point fingers, and throw names like knives. They call you a monster. And maybe they're not wrong. Maybe you were a monster, but they built you this way. They lit the fire, then screamed when it burned. They don't get to make the monster, and then flinch when it growls. Monsters don't conform. Monsters don't obey rules they never agreed to. They weren't made for fitting in. They were born in chaos, hardened by pain, shaped by every scar they've survived. Monsters don't want comfort. Monsters crave survival. They hunger for strength, for dominance, for the chance to prove every doubter dead wrong. So if they insist on calling you a monster, fine, be that monster, but not just any monster. Be the one they whisper about in fear. Be the one who rises from the ashes again and again. Be the one who turns the storm into a weapon. Be the one who feeds on fear and spits out power, because they'll always fear what they can't own, what they'll never understand. And when they see you all, they stare, because what they see isn't something they can cage, not something they can tame, and that terrifies them. It shakes them to their core, because deep down they know, no matter how many times they try to crush the monster, it always rises, always survives. That's the nightmare they live with. A monster doesn't flinch. When it's hunted, it adapts, it endures. It doesn't beg for mercy. It becomes the storm. A monster doesn't cry when it's hated. It feeds on that hate. It grows stronger in the shadows, and when the time is right, it strikes. If they fear the monster inside you, then stop hiding it. Let them see it in your eyes. Let them feel it in your silence. Let them finally understand. This monster doesn't break. It doesn't bow. It was made for war, and it always wins. Goal is conquered. Every chain is shattered. Every dream is dragged into reality. Because monsters don't tremble in the dark. They are the darkness. They don't hide from the pain. They feast on it. They don't dodge the battle, Hey, hunt it down. Because that's how legends are made. That's how strength is born. That's how you turn into the kind of monster that doesn't just endure. It dominates. Think back to every time you fell. Every time you swore you were done. Every time you nearly broke. And now realize this. You're still breathing, still standing, still ready for war. That's the monster inside you. The piece of you they can't silence. The flame they can't snuff out. So let them gossip. Let them judge. Let them try to define you with their empty words and hollow labels, Because in the end, they're irrelevant. Their opinions hold no weight. The only thing that counts is your action, your fire, your response. You have a choice. Let their insults sink you or forge armor from them. Let their judgment destroy you, or let it build your empire. They want you to crumble, to surrender, to fade away. But you weren't made to be small. You were made to roar, to be wild, to be unstoppable. A monster not in cruelty, but in will. A monster not heartless, but relentless. One who refuses to quit, who pushes past pain, who doesn't accept limits. A beast who knows exactly what they're worth, who knows their power, and who's ready to take everything they've ever wanted. Their mind to crush you, belittle you, break your spirit. But the next time they try to drag you down, the next time they try to shrink your fire, remember who you are. Remember every scar, every fight, every fall, and how you rose. You're not here to blend in, to win their approval, to be another face in the crowd. You're here to rise above, to dominate, to make them regret ever underestimating you. You're here to bring the storm, to remind them what it means, to awaken the wrong soul. And when you rise, when you refuse to crumble, they'll feel it, They'll see the monster they built with their own cruelty. They'll see the power they tried to bury. They'll see the age they fueled, the resilience they never saw coming. And deep down, they'll know they were wrong. Because you're not just some shadow. You're the storm, not just any monster, but the kind that never breaks, never bows, never asks permission. You're the kind that takes the punches and builds an empire from pain. You turn every no into a mission, every loss into motivation. So go out there and make noise. Give them something unforgettable. Give them the kind of monster that keeps them awake at night. And when the dust settles and they wonder how the hell you survived, you'll smile and tell them the truth. You made me this way.